What's up, good people? We'd like to thank y'all for joining us. Thawed Magazine Live featured artists. And we got special guest family in the building. Trashina Conner, author slash dancer. Hey, that's what it is.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it is.
put that on it. Put that stamp on there. Author slash dancer.
Right.
Mm.
So in the
I
building
like
we
it. I
got
like it.
you like that. That's what's up. I'm proud of you too, cuz. And we got
I
my sis
appreciate it.
Crystal Flowers. You know, in the building. What up with you, sis?
Oh, not much, not much.
Everything all good in Georgia?
Everything good in the
Oh, that's
hood.
what's up. So it's this is kind of a good one of those good vibe lives. You know, we all grew up in Saginaw together, and now we got sis Crystal Flowers up in Georgia. We got cuz Trashina Connor in New York, Brooklyn, and we got myself in Arkansas. So,
Mhm.
hey, this is how we're gonna meet up today. We're gonna speak about the things going on in the careers, though. This ain't just family talk. This featured artist talk, Thawed Magazine. So we're gonna find out more about what Cuz got going on in the game and let y'all know what she got going on and y'all support. Go find out about it if you didn't know. Hopefully you find out now and go and check it out. So what's up with your cuz? Katrina, what's going on with you?
What's going on with me? Ah, um, currently teaching in a charter school here in Bushwick. And if anybody knows right now, the schools are absolutely insane.
Yeah,
So
Wow.
really
yeah,
just trying to stay positive and focusing on the kids and not all of the outside factors that I can't control.
yeah.
Right.
Um, it's crazy though, y'all. It's crazy.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, it's been a crazy 2 years.
Most definitely. So,
Yeah.
what's the protocols? Like, what y'all doing to stay safe? Because, I mean,
I wish I could show you what they gave us. They gave us a K95 mask. They give us
Mhm.
one per week.
Mm,
Um, I teach in a room without windows, which is supposed to be against protocol.
Mhm.
But they told me to keep my doors open. They did give me a air filter. They gave me two. But I teach up to like 29, 28 kids, and I teach
mm,
dance. So there's really no way to stay 6 feet apart, 3 feet apart.
yeah,
They do once a week testing that parents can opt their kids into, and teachers
Mhm.
can opt in as well. But last week we had like 20, 22 teachers out, um, so
mm,
many kids, and this week is just a different group. So,
yeah.
Wow.
yeah, just pray before you walk in there. Hope
That's
for the
it.
best. That's
Oh
That's
all
man.
it.
we got.
Yeah, we're gonna shout out family too.
Yeah.
Jasmine kind of say, "Hey, family, what up with your cuz?"
Hey, cousin.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
wanted to say, screen keep freezing. I don't know what's going on, Auntie. I wish I was there to help you out with that one.
Hi, mommy.
That's what's up. Yeah. So, uh, man, we also let's talk about kids because kids are big with you. And
Yeah.
what got you into like almost your whole career is dedicated to the kids, including your books and your dancing.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
what
That's
what what led
crazy.
to that?
You know, if I'm being completely honest, I never
Mhm.
wanted to work with kids. Um, Working with kids was not at the top of my list. Even when I
Mm,
graduated from Howard, it wasn't in my head. It wasn't in my mind.
yeah.
But coming to New York and realizing how crazy it was, how expensive it was, I kind of fell into teaching my first year. I'm
Mm,
not even gonna lie. I fell into it,
Mhm.
and then I loved it.
yeah.
Growing up, like my parents put me in dance school, and it was so expensive, out of the way, having to drive like 15 or so minutes. And here in New York, there are so many amazing dance schools, but they're so expensive. And the town that I work in, Bushwick, is really high on the Latino population as well as our little black and brown babies. So just really wanted to give them a quality, free dance education. Wanted to bring arts to the school because, as we all know, arts can really save lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my
Mhm.
book, the motivation and inspiration for the first one was my dad.
Yeah.
And then just looking at my cousins like you, my uncles, and
Mm.
just seeing all of the positive things, all of the positive male figures that I had in my life growing up and still have. I just
Yeah.
wanted to put a positive outlook for Black men in our community that are oftentimes overshadowed with the mess.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I got here.
Man, that's dope. That's dope. And we
Right.
appreciate you for it. We with all the things going on in the world, it's not enough spoken about like what you're doing or people that's doing what you're doing like in totality. So we honored to bring this to the people to show that people are doing more than just silly stuff.
Right.
Yeah, the crazy.
So tell us more about your book. Well, we had the book, so uh, tell us more. Tell the people more about your book, and the
Yes.
inspiration about it.
So my first book was published in 2016.
Been that
The title
long,
of the book is, yeah, right?
Right.
The title of the book is 18 Ingredients to Make Daddy, and it follows MJ around as
huh?
she creates her perfect dad. Growing up, my dad called me Mama Jamma, so that's where
Mm-hmm.
the name MJ comes from. And he passed away when I was 18. So each ingredient in the book represents something that we shared, something that he gave me, that
Mm-hmm.
I feel is imperative and needed in all, not just dad and children, but uncle and niece, or cousin, granddaddy and grandchild. I just feel like they're all needed. And some of the ingredients are quality time, trust, protection, support. I feel like sometimes we feel like our kids just need money. They just need the new shoes. They need the new
Yeah.
iPhone. But at 34 years old, the things I remember from my dad is the time, the quality time, him coming to all of my performances, sitting on the couch watching the Super Bowl game, playing around in the house, getting yelled at by my mama. Like, those are the things that I remember, and those are the
Don't forget,
things that
Mama
carry
watching now.
me. I love you, mom. But no, that was it. That was the inspiration of my first book, and that's my first child. I don't have kids, but I definitely say that was my first. That's my first baby.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Uncle Pokey. No
Right.
doubt. No doubt. Crystal, you got something?
Yeah. What was the one of the most surprising things you learned in creating your book? Like, was there a thing that said, you know what, I have a message to put out, or I want to cater to this community or that community? Like, what made you sit down and just say, "Bam, I got this idea and I want to share it with the world"?
When I first moved here, I did a lot of random jobs before I was blessed to get my career that I have now. But it took me in and out of a lot of different classrooms, like elementary, Staten Island classrooms, Long Island, the Bronx. And just going in these classrooms, I would always look at their libraries, because most of the schools had like a little library in the school. And I would
Mhm.
always see like moms and their kids. A lot of the books were like animals and their kids. And the only book that I saw with a black dad and a
Mm.
black child was the child going to visit their dad in prison. And as
Mm.
we all know, that is a very real situation in a lot of our kids' lives. But then
Yeah.
as I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, there's a huge gap because there are so
Yeah.
many amazing dads who are at home with their children braiding her hair or cooking his dinner or helping with homework, and I just didn't see that book before I wrote mine. So I felt like it was a huge gap that needed to be filled. So our black men could see themselves represented, our kids can see themselves represented in a different positive light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's strong. That's
Right.
strong. And I know, man, if they don't appreciate it, they should, because imagery is everything. Imagery has been very crucial in our history as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Many times the imagery of paint a person stealing and they ain't stole nothing, and the person that painted the imagery is the one that stole everything.
Mm.
Exactly.
You need to write that down and put it on a shirt. That was good.
Okay, quote for the day.
I swear, because
Right.
we
That was
lived
good.
it. Yeah. Uh, so I got a question for you as far as did you ever imagine or think, coming from Saginaw, Michigan, that dance, uh I think more mainly dance, because dance kind of led you did more dance to led you into college, right?
Hmm.
Then authorship came later. But
Yeah.
for dance to kind of prepare you to that far, I mean, I don't think people seen, or they might have, like, you was in Africa, you danced in a lot of different places. It took you farther than many people would probably can understand that, how far dancing took you. Could you explain a little more about, or how you felt, or did you believe, all them kinds of emotions?
That's a lot. Um,
Yeah.
from a kid, I always wanted to dance in New York. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that entailed. I didn't know the hardships and mountains, Howard University, that I would have to climb to get there. But once I was here, and every performance I've had, I've been in New York 10 years now. Every performance I've had, whether it's been on a huge stage in Harlem or in Uganda, East Africa, or at a conference in California, it's mind blowing, right? Like it never gets old. It never is something that I necessarily planned for. It's always like a wow. Thank you,
Yeah.
God. I'm here. I'm still here and continuing to allow Him to use me in all of these different venues. It's just amazing. Like I know for a fact that I am walking in my purpose. I am very confident that I am where I'm supposed to be. I know there's so much more to come as a dancer, as a creator, as an author. Um, I'm enjoying the ride. It hasn't always been smooth sailing, but it's definitely been worth it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's dope. I mean, the different stages you mentioned, Harlem, Uganda. No, people just don't understand probably about, coming from Saginaw to Howard. I don't know anybody else that probably went to like Howard or one of those main colleges like that. That's something to look up. Yeah,
Right. You know,
It
most people
is.
stick closer to home. Delta,
they
Saginaw
Michigan
Valley.
State
Yeah,
or something like
Central.
that.
Right.
Yeah, so Howard, that's an accomplishment right there. I think people. I hate to keep saying that, people don't understand how much you accomplished before the age of 30.
Me either until you just said that.
Yeah, you know, yeah, because and that's why I was interested and always kind of kept an eye on you at the same time, and I appreciate the support that you would give me too, and Wanda and Bill and Robert and the whole fam. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it too, but I always kept an eye because you know in what we do, we kind of more see like rap artists, businesses. So your story was like different, out of the norm from what how Saginaw, or most people Saginaw might get out of, or get into a better situation, or just a lifestyle
Right.
dance. And it wasn't hip hop dance. It wasn't
It
like,
was
you know what I'm saying,
not.
just you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't the average that most people would believe. So that gives a lot of people, younger people, something to see that is you don't just have to hit one of those main things, sports, athlete, you know, there's other ways besides. And that's one reason I appreciate it and enjoyed your career arc.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Since you got something else, you can
Yeah, I
roll.
do. So when dancing, most people too don't get it that when you dance that you're not only just up there to entertain, right? When you're dancing, you're also conveying a message. So
Hmm.
I've watched you dance numerous of times and I could just like feel the power of the movement and stuff. So when you're dancing and you're conveying a message to the audience, what would that message be? Or say if you're doing an African dance or a historical piece, like what messages do you want your audience to feel from your movements?
Mm. Y'all come in with some deep questions.
Oh yeah, you know.
I think I think that question would vary depending on where I was in my life. I would say currently, if you were to see me dancing now, I want you to see freedom. I want you to see power. I want you to see genuine love for what I'm doing. Like if you ask my mom, she would probably say like I was dancing before I was walking. Dancing has
Mm,
literally been the longest relationship that I've ever had.
mm,
We came out together. We still
mm,
rocking together. So I just want people to see that when watching me, I want you to see love for what I'm doing and hopefully inspire whomever to reach their goals, to fight for what they want, to not take no as an answer, and make
mm,
sure you're enjoying whatever it is that you're doing, right? Like, money is cool, money is great, but if you don't find love in what you're doing, then it's kind of pointless, in my
yeah,
Right.
opinion.
gotta
But
love what you do.
that's what I would want them to see. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
No
that's dope.
problem.
I got one. I don't know if it's that good though, but
It's okay.
nah. Uh, what high school you went to? I don't.
I went to 20,000 years ago, Arthur Hill in Sassa.
Arthur Hill. Okay. Well, still, I'm just gonna say Saginaw High just to say it, but uh, so so when you went from Arthur Hill to Howard, how was
Uh huh.
that first year? Like, how was that first year? Was you will tested? Did you think you was
Um,
gonna get there?
mm-mm. I thought I was going to get to Howard. Like, I still remember my daddy was still alive when I got the acceptance letter. I had just came from lunch with the teacher and a friend, and the letter came. We opened it. Happiest day ever. And then I went to Howard. Um, I love Howard.
Mm,
I respect Howard. I am the woman that I am because of Howard, but Howard broke me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically in a way that I had never been broken and challenged, and
mm,
it was a lot.
mm,
It was a hard 5 years. I think I wrote my mom one day. I was like, I want to quit. I'm coming home. But by that time, she was like, "You're too far in it. You have to finish it."
yeah.
Um, it was just I had never had that black on black relationship, student teacher relationship. I had a
Mm.
few black teachers growing up, but not to this magnitude.
It was a
So they were just
different type of
very,
culture
very
shock.
hard on us.
So
Yeah,
you saying like a
boy.
different type of culture shock than what the normal? Uh,
Definitely. Like at Arthur Hill in Sassa, I was one of the best dancers. And, they were like, oh, Trashina, you're so this, you're so great. So I was just like, yay, go me. And I went to
Right.
Howard and it was like, oh, but you suck. You're actually not that good. Like your body looks this way. We don't know. Like it was bad. It was
Mm-hmm.
bad, but
Dang.
it got me here. It built me up. It gave me the backbone to do whatever. Our director's goal was to make sure you can walk in any building, any situation, and be able to carry yourself. So they did their
Mm-hmm.
So
job in a weird way, but
yeah,
they did it.
it was like
Yeah.
that army mentality. Break you down to build you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's kind of
Exactly.
tough when
That's
you
what it was.
going through it. You can look back now and probably see it and say, more positive things, but it still was like,
Yeah, you couldn't
uh,
pay me to do it again, but I am grateful. I am grateful for it.
yeah. So I mean, those stories, but people probably don't know about your life. So I mean, they probably, if they see it, you're dancing in Africa and you're dancing in New York, you're making a living out and you're writing books. They might say, "Oh, so you had an easy road, easy travel," and you tell them, "No, it wasn't like that."
All right.
Mm-mm.
You earned
Mm-mm.
every bit of it.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I did.
Yeah, that's dope. That's some that's something to look back. You tell your kids or tell your nieces and nephews or just say, man, you don't even know when they get to saying, oh man, I can't do it. And you say, hey, wait a minute, let me tell
But you
you.
can.
Right.
I have a poster in my classroom like can't is not accepted. If they say can't, they have to run or do push-ups or something. Like it's just not in our vocabulary. It's hard. Yes, you
Yeah.
may not understand it now, but if you want to do it, you'll do it.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
That's dope. Cause you got something else, sis?
Yeah, I was reading
You
that
got
auntie comment.
Oh yeah, yeah. I seen that. I wasn't gonna say nothing right now, but I think Auntie gonna get us.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Auntie,
y'all
toward the
be rushing
end.
y'all
Toward the end,
interviews.
Auntie.
Goodness, Ruby.
She wanna know. Hey,
Yes.
hey,
Me
we
too.
getting
Me
into
too.
it.
I'm
We still
excited.
fresh in.
Yeah. So your performances.
She is funny.
What performance have you done that you felt like it was more memorable, or you learned the lesson from doing it?
Oh, there has been so many. Um, wow. Okay, give me a second. That's okay. I would say when I first moved here, I danced with a company called Def Dance Jam. It was a dance company in Harlem, ran by Aziza. She was the director and founder. And the company, we did a piece called Forgiveness.
Hmm.
And in that piece, you had to write a letter to someone you wanted to forgive or a situation that you wanted to forgive. And at that time, I believe my dad had been gone for maybe six years, but it was still fresh. It was still very new, and I was still going through all of the emotions, and I was really angry with him. But I wrote my letter of forgiveness to him because I blamed him in the beginning. Like I felt like he had a choice and that he just left. So I wrote a letter to him, and people were like, while you were speaking your letter, people were holding on to you. So you literally had to fight your way out of holding on to this thing. Because when you don't let go of stuff, it has a way of weighing on you heavier and heavier. So while they're
Hmm.
holding me, I'm saying I forgive him. I'm saying I still love you and all of these things. And I can see it now, like the tears, snot, everything dripping. But in that moment, still going through the choreography, still going through the movement, still realizing you have this audience here who you're also responsible for. So I would say that was probably one of my most memorable and meaningful um, performances.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could just only imagine, because they say it definitely go through 5 to 9 grieving stages, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I can just imagine the audience feeling that strong energy. They probably was in tears with you. So I
They
know
were.
that had to be a powerful piece. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, that was definitely at
Yeah,
the top.
yeah, that's
man,
awesome.
that's awesome. We want to shout out all the viewers watching. Much love to family watching and supporters watching, and definitely reading the comments and putting them up on the screen. And I see Terry Dean say, "Respect Queen. We watching it and admiring in Indiana." So that's much love. Zaria say, "Love you, TT."
Love you, baby.
Wanda, we seen you. You say,
I
"Okay,
saw
I'm excited.
Shabani
Love you
comment.
guys." William Connor say, "Love you." Your big bro.
Love you, brother.
So that's definitely dope. And I mean, I really, especially the respect Queen, because I mean, like I say, people don't understand in our culture is and I'm kind of in that route as far as, well, not in that route, but coming from the streets and not just being in the streets, but being around so many street elements. It's so easy to celebrate the streets,
Mhm.
and a lot of times people don't celebrate other things or other parts of our culture, you know,
Mm-mm.
like maybe the street influence don't like that dance, but you should respect it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And writing books, dancing, school, everything you done been through in life, you know, for them to respect it and show you as a queen, that's love, because it ain't because they loving you because you set somebody up or you sold
Right.
more or you shot somebody or and that's much love. So shout out to Terry Dean and everybody watching. We appreciate y'all, and
Most
hopefully
definitely.
they giving you the love you deserve.
Yay. Thank you, people.
No doubt. But I really don't want Auntie putting her hands on me. So uh so we gonna highlight that one right there. And I'm gonna let you answer that. I ain't even gonna ask you. I'm gonna let you answer your mom's question because I don't want no
Mommy
problems.
said, "Are you going to talk about the new book?" Yes. I have two new books coming out
Two?
that I am excited about. One of them is called Learning with MJ. It's an activities book for kids. It has a little, of course, like a crossword puzzle, math, but it also has in there a sign language, couple of pages, which has been a huge part of my development since I've been here in New York. There are a few affirmation pages, few journal pages. So I'm really excited about that. And then my book, my it's called Flowers with Mommy. Um, this book, I'm gonna be really honest. When I first wrote the first book, I used to go around to different community centers and schools to read. And at this particular place, it was mostly middle school kids. And this boy, he stood up, and one of his questions at the end of the reading was, "Are you going to write a book for your mom when she dies?" And
Ah,
it just like, ugh, it hit me.
yeah, I remember that too.
Right.
Though.
And at the
Okay, now
time,
it's
my
making sense
mom
too with the
was,
question.
huh?
I said now it's making sense too with the question.
Mhm.
Exactly. And at the time, my mom was battling breast cancer. So it really, like, I had to sit down and, like, gather myself. And I said to him, I said, "No, I'm going to write it for her now. I'm going to write it for her so she can read it, so she can receive all of the love that she deserves." And so Flowers for Mommy is coming out this year. And the book is just to remind kids and adults to thank the women in your life for literally everything that they do. I feel like sometimes we become accustomed to it so much that we just think they're supposed to do it or they're obligated to do it. So we forget to tell them, "Thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for fixing my breakfast. Thank you for knowing the answers when I don't. Thank you for
Mm.
answering the phone." So that's that book, dedicated to my mom, of course, but then all of the amazing women who have um, done the things to get me to where I'm at now. And
Mm.
hopefully, the world is slowing my process a little bit. But hopefully, it will be published fall of this year. So those are my two new babies that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's
That's
dope.
awesome. Right.
That's dope. So everyone should be able to connect with that. I mean, mamas don't get as much love as, I mean, they get love, but they don't get what they should because it's the
Yeah.
protectors of us. They make sure, like you said, they wake us up, fix us food. I mean, even after 18 years old, they still worried about you.
Hmm.
At
Right.
34, they're still worried about you at 34.
Right.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
parenting.
Legit.
still
Yeah.
parenting.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing. You got one for dad, you got one for moms, and
One for mom.
you said you got the second one, right? A third,
The
what third
second one.
one coming?
Yeah. I would say the second one is Flowers for Mommy. And then the third book, Learning with MJ, is the activity
Yeah.
book. And
Okay.
it goes that
Okay.
order.
I got you. So my question is, when did that kind of hit? Because I know Crystal write books, you write books, I write books. I just ain't put mine out. Y'all done beat me on that.
That's
But
mean it's your time, cousin. We get
Right.
yeah,
it. It's your time.
I'm
We've
I'm gonna
been
do something. I'm gonna pinch myself or something. I gotta do something, but y'all leaving me in the dust, and I ain't too appreciative of that.
Nah, come on over.
right.
but the question I had is, I mean, Howard, or we can't leave out Arthur Hill, Saginaw High, but we can't leave out Arthur Hill. To Howard,
Hmm.
dance. What
To
led to the
NYU.
writing?
Say it again.
From Arthur Hill to Howard,
Mm-hmm.
dance, your whole career going. What led to writing? We the influence, but where did the writing come from? Was growing up kind of liking uh the books you reading and wondering about writing, or what did the I'm gonna write me a book come about?
So I've always written, ever since maybe eighth grade or so. I always had a journal. So I was either just writing down my thoughts. I used to love to write poetry. That was really big, but never did I have the idea to actually publish a book. I had no idea what publishing a book even meant, what was going to be required of me. Um, I don't think, I'm going to say that God was tugging on me to put that story out there because it needed to be told, and a dad somewhere needed to hear it. A child somewhere needed to see it. So that was it. I know, um, that wasn't me. The book dancing, I can, but for the book, that was not me at all.
Hmm.
I would just say I was a willing and open vessel,
Yeah,
and he used me for that one. But that one, that wasn't me. I still
Do
couldn't
yeah.
tell you how to
Was it
publish a book, but
any creative classes or anything?
right.
Any creative
no,
classes involved or anything? Just I'm right.
I did not. Um, I I published it in 2016. I think I wrote the first version in 2015. I let one of my friends from Howard read the first version just to like get her opinion on it, just to see what she had to say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and based off of what she said, then I think I let a couple other people read it. And then our cousin, Equilla from Chicago, she had a friend who published a book. And I got her book, and the same company that she used, I called them. I had no expectations. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I sent them the manuscript, and they accepted it. And even from then, I had no real goals or hope for the book. I just know that I wanted one book in my hand. Never
Yeah.
did I know that I would sell, close to 2,000 copies and travel around the world with it and mentor all of these kids. That was just the cherry. I just knew I wanted it in my hand. Um,
Hmm.
so it's
Yeah.
weird how it happened, but it happened.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was like a healing process for you, as well as a way to connect with the world on the level that you and Uncle Pokey connected?
Yep, definitely um, a healing factor with it. Because even today, like when I read the book to kids, they'll ask questions about him or they'll tell me something about their grandfather or somebody who passed away. This one little girl, she was like, "That's so sweet. Your dad and my grandma are in heaven together." And I cried in
Um,
front of little girl. But just like little special moments like that, like it's healing me and it's impacting me, but it's giving them a glimpse of hope or it's giving them something positive to look at and they can see themselves in it. It's amazing. It's truly amazing.
Yeah.
yeah, that has to feel good, being able to empower and show others that, I mean, it's healing and loving what you do.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely, it's so important. That's what I try to tell my kids all the time. If you don't love it, think twice before you do it. Like,
Exactly.
it's
And
really important.
that's an inspiring story too. And just probably elaborate a little bit. You don't have to elaborate, but coming from Saginaw, Michigan, we know the influences around Saginaw, and some of you people, might be out in them streets. How or what kept you from not being involved or kept you focused on achieving at a young age before high school to almost ignore the surroundings of what's going on around you.
I think my parents, I don't want to say I was sheltered, but they definitely kept me in a bubble. Because what was happening was so close to home,
Yeah.
so close to home, but they kept me busy. They knew from 3 years old I had a love for dancing, so I was in dance 2 to 3 times a week. They kept me in church. I was always at somebody's conference, always learning a poem to recite at a Christmas program. Like there was always something. Like they kept my mind going. There wasn't really a lot of downtime.
Hmm.
So I think that was it. I didn't have enough time to just sit and wander the streets because there was always something next that was happening. So
Hmm.
definitely I owe that to them.
Yeah, that's dope. And that kind of all leads into the whole spectrum of the two books. Um, celebrating your pops, Uncle Pokey, celebrating Aunt Wanda, letting them know how much of influence they was in your life. So that's respect.
Yeah, I owe it to them. Those are my babies.
Most definitely.
You see, sis, you got something?
Yeah, so being that you have two projects that you are working on, you're teaching, you're dancing, how do you balance that with everyday living?
Oh, girl.
Hey, girl. Uh
Oh
oh.
Lord.
Is, is,
Um,
is it getting juicy or something now? What?
I am one of the most unorganized, just all over the place type of people. This year, however, I one of my goals for the year is to prioritize my life and organize it. So I always say like cuz teaching if I literally allowed it to, it would consume all of me, right?
Mhm.
So I would go to work 7 to 4 every day and come home and just crash. And that's what a lot of people do. And that's fine. But I know
Mhm.
for me, I have to have a balance, right? So I am committed to dancing right now. It's mostly just doing liturgical in church because New York is still semi not really running at full capacity. But whenever they reach out, the church, I'm always there. I work with another company, Mickey Davison and Friends. Whenever she calls, I just make time for what I know I need to fill Trishina's cup. Because teaching, I'm constantly giving. So I have to make sure that I am aware of what I need to be okay. And what makes Trishina okay is dancing. What makes me okay is writing. So my mom bought me a planner for Christmas.
Mhm.
This is week 3 in January. So far, I've written down everything, like what I'm gonna do, how much time it's gonna take, and that's working. Before this year, I did all of the things, but I was just really all over the place. Um, but yeah, just finding from my day job as a teacher, which does fill me, but it takes a lot out of me. Just making sure that I
Mhm.
have time to do what I want to do. If I work 8 hours there, I can definitely spend an hour or two a day feeding my own personal goals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Planners is a plus. I'm on my second one now. I
Okay.
think those
Yeah.
things are amazing. They kept me on track to do whatever I write in there. It kind of keeps me
Yeah,
focused. So yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
especially when you
that's
got a lot going on.
exactly that was
exactly.
a good investment.
It was. And when you write it, for me, when I write something down, I have to do it. Like if I think it in my head, then sometimes it's just a thought. But if I write it down, I have to do it no matter what it is. I'm committed to it. I don't put the ink on the paper. So I
Hmm.
got to make it happen, figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's dope. I want to know. So we delved into the schools, dancing, 3 books. What you got coming for 2022 and beyond, or what do you kind of got in your mind that you ain't written down yet? Maybe that you kind of might say, I want to delve in there. How about acting, or hey,
Oh, I do want to perform more. I think once I got into teaching, it's become very hard to go on auditions or
mm,
send out reels to different companies. So I do want to find a way and the time to just perform more for local theaters here or maybe like a summer tour. Because at the end of the day, dance is and will forever be my first love. So I always want to do that more. I always want more of that, however I can get it.
yeah,
I
Hmm.
do want to dive a little bit into choreography. I do it on like a school level, but I definitely want to do that professionally.
mm,
I created a piece 2 years ago, and then the world kind of shut down. So it's sitting here. I have it
yeah,
on the laptop. It's filmed. I just have to get it out there to the people, get it out there to festivals. And yeah, keep growing, keep living, keep writing.
yeah. And that's also interesting because that was one other question I wanted to ask was we talked about COVID at the beginning, but how has that affected you or helped you? Not not in a negative tone, but has it helped your career going forward, dealing with kids more, with the way that COVID is going on? How has your life been shaped or your career been shaped around the whole pandemic?
Um, yeah. Uh, COVID definitely just made me even more flexible than I already am. I will
Mm,
say, as far as the book, it hindered it for a second because I'm not able, still not able to go into the schools and read to the kids or go to a book fair or a book festival, and that was majority of my sales for the first 3 or 4 years. So now
yeah,
it's just about becoming creative and finding new outlets to do the same thing. As far as teaching, I hate everything about remote learning. I teach because I like to be around people. I like to share energies. And through this screen, especially with middle schoolers, there's only so much you're going to get. Um, so I hate remote learning. We had our good times,
Mm.
but I'm definitely not a fan um, at all.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Right.
COVID. Yeah, yeah, no. I guess I
yeah,
did grow. I got to go home. I was home for 4 months, so that was a
okay,
plus.
Yeah, that was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
that was
taken
a
advantage of social media at any rate to kind of help boost you on the other end aspect
yes.
of things?
Yes. Instagram specifically has been an amazing free tool for everybody watching. Instagram for me
Mhm,
is awesome. Like I've connected with so many other Black authors, people who do podcasts like this,
mhm,
publishing companies, different Black children book fairs, Black children events, Little Black Girls Read. Like there's just so many different avenues out there that without social
Hmm.
media, I would have no idea about. So it has definitely been a resource, a helpful tool, and just a way to connect with people who has been doing this much longer than me. And then for people who are just starting, who has questions and reach out to me. So social media has definitely been a blessing.
mhm. Yeah, that's dope.
Right.
I mean, that's a good social marketing tool. Not just for personal, just to help everything, help your business.
Yeah.
Um, so which your everything you got going on. How about as business owner? Anything you own your own business. How far you? What like 5 years from now? What do you see?
uh, I used to say that I wanted to open my own dance school. But
Mm,
if I'm being really transparent, I don't know if that's still a goal of mine. Um, I don't know. 5 years from now to be 5 years greater than I am today. I don't
mm,
have like a
mm.
specific goal that far ahead right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just be better wherever I'm supposed to be. I don't know if I'll still be in New York. I'm starting to get a slight itch that it's almost, not quite, but it's almost time to go. But I don't know
Mm.
where I would go. Atlanta has been at the back of my neck. I don't think I would go home to Michigan. Sorry, mommy. Unless God calls me that way. But I know that New York is not the final stop. So I'm open. I'm
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
good.
and
We'll
now
welcome you here.
I've been say
Thank
about
you,
that
cousin.
Michigan, man. If they had more opportunities there, I think it's opportunities for the creativity, especially, is limited.
And
Hmm.
that honestly, that what you said would be a reason for me to go back, especially to Saginaw. Because going to Saginaw now, like it's not the Saginaw
We
when I
knew.
was growing up. Like it never was really anything there, but there was stuff, there was opportunities, there was so much for kids to do, and just going back now, it's sad. So that might would be a good reason to go back and open a
To
school
help
or
bring
support some
something.
teachers. Yeah,
Right.
so I don't know.
Yeah. You just let the cars fall where they may, and everything fall in the right
Exactly.
places.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. See.
what message would you convey to people who want to follow in your footsteps? The younger girls that's coming up behind you.
Man, do it and don't take no for an answer. Um, it's going to be easy sometimes. It's going to be hard most times, but with a solid foundation, um, a committed mind, a open heart, and a tough skin, with God and your family, your friends, or whomever, like nothing is impossible. So just do it. Don't be a follower. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be embarrassed to like whatever it is that you like. Um, Whoever your friends are in eighth grade probably won't be your friends when you're 22. So, have fun, but move on. And enjoy life. Find time to really enjoy life because it's hard. It's a lot of work. A lot of things are out of our control, but always, always find a moment to enjoy it.
Mm,
That,
yeah.
that was a word right there.
Put it down for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great motivation. Cause like I say, especially in Saginaw, I mean, like people don't maybe you understand that this was a rose came out of the concrete. How Pac say, because where we come from, you know, I think more motivation for a lot of women is to,
Yeah.
um, I ain't gonna say, but you know, we got a lot of beautiful women out there that stories don't get told that can motivate a lot of the kids to not just go with what the models or the street elements or
Mm-hmm.
and I love the streets. I ain't gonna lie, but it's different now. So, but even the streets got some of the most talented and creative people, but a lot of times they don't want to let their creativity show.
Right.
Yep.
So
Afraid of being different or sticking out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So you got to show love to you because you wasn't afraid to do what was probably unpopular around in our area. Because I really don't know anyone else that might have was doing the dance that you was doing or dancing creatively like you were. You probably know because you probably was around in circles more. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know if the little girls in Saginaw know that it's an opportunity in the dance, and that's one reason why I appreciate it. And I took my daughter when she was young to your classes
Yep, you
to see something
did.
different.
I remember Bethlehem.
Ah,
She
you thought I
came.
forgot?
Aww. Before
Just to show
COVID,
her.
before COVID, when I would go home, my mom always signed me up for stuff, y'all. But whenever I would go home at St. Paul or somewhere, it was always a dance workshop or something with the young little black girls. And that was something that I truly enjoyed and just understand how important it is for them to have someone they can actually see in person, right? Not somebody on Instagram or somebody on TV, but someone who grew up how they grew up, came from where they came from, and then just made a choice to do
Yeah,
something a little different.
Right.
exactly.
That's good. You had the opportunity to plant seeds, and hopefully,
Hmm.
some people grow from it.
Yeah, hopefully,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, hopefully so. And we hope y'all enjoyed this our show today with Trashina Conner, author slash dancer. We ain't gonna hold you up. We know you got other things to do in life. Um, and you chose to be with us for this hour, and we appreciate you. And we
Yes. Thank
appreciate
you
all
so
the
much for the
listeners.
invite.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we appreciate everyone that rock with us, that's gonna rock with us and watch this show now live, and that's gonna watch it later on. And hopefully you learned or you were able to see something different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Thawed is kind of about. We know we can put on the cover the biggest rump on the cover and get a lot of attention, or we can talk about the latest shooting and all of that. But these are the stories we like to get into. We like to know something different that people probably ain't the norm. Though they think that ain't the norm.
Most
So
definitely.
we definitely
That's it.
appreciate you bringing and letting us know a little bit about your life and your career.
Yes, of
Yes.
course. Thank
And
you
people
for
who are
having me.
watching, yeah, people watching, share these with your babies, your little girls.
Please.
Yeah, and don't forget flowers for mommy and 18 ingredients to make daddy. You
Yes. And
know,
where can they
Yes.
find that book now? In case for those who don't have it.
18 ingredients. You can contact me here on Facebook. You actually can contact any Connor right now. My brothers and my mom, they have copies in Saginaw, Michigan. I have copies here in Brooklyn, New York. So you can DM me on here, and I will ship it to you. Website is revamping, so it'll be available in about 2 weeks or so. But for now, you can just DM me.
Yeah, that's dope. Oh, so we definitely I think I forgot. I think we got to get another one. Matter of fact, I don't know if somebody
Yeah,
stole
so
ours or
DM
what.
me.
you
And we'll be looking
know,
out for your book, cousin. Looking.
ah,
You
oh,
don't put
you
it
putting the
out there.
pressure
You
on
said it.
now. You putting the
Okay.
pressure on.
You
Yeah.
said it. You put it in the atmosphere. So now we gonna hold you accountable.
All right, I'm gonna respect it. I might. I'm gonna try to work on it today. Well, it's already done.
Okay.
I just ain't put it out on a. I'm thinking about some sites. I've been looking at other different like publishing companies, self publishing.
Mhm.
So I was looking
Yep.
at Lulu and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good
So,
one.
Create
but
space. Yeah, some good
Yep.
ones out
yeah,
there.
Was not.
yeah, I already got them written. I wrote them years ago, and sometimes I'll be like, man, I need to redo it because I know I messed a word up or two, or three or four.
You're gonna
Yeah.
always feel that way. I read my book the other day and was like, that word shouldn't have been there. You're gonna always feel that way. It's always gonna be
Yeah.
And
something you can tweak.
perfectionist. I mean, exactly. We like, oh man, you feel like them two words messed up everything. Oh Lord.
Mm. Yes.
So,
Well, don't
but
let that
anything,
stop you.
yeah,
Right.
cause we're gonna go ahead and let you get on, do what you gotta do in life. We don't want to hold you hostage or anything.
Okay. Thank you so much, cousins. This was the best interview, being interviewed by family. That's real. Like I loved every minute of it. Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much for
I
having me.
enjoyed it.
We enjoyed it too.
Yes.
We enjoyed it.
Most
And we
definitely.
appreciate it. And matter of fact,
Love you
anything
too,
you wanna,
Robert.
yeah, I see you got the
Yeah.
comments in there.
Love.
Yeah, you say Trashina Conner inspires me to be better. You got Gary B, cousin. He got hearts in there. You know, we don't seen plenty of family
Hi,
showed up, so you got a lot of support from family,
family.
most definitely.
Yes. A
That's where the
village.
ground. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
the foundation.
That
Hmm.
is legit. It is.
Yeah, you see a lot of people say, "Oh man, your people outside of you, strangers gonna show you more love than." Nah, man, hold on. How did you get up to the point where the strangers show you love? It was
Hmm.
probably a foundation
Family.
below you.
Family.
Most
That's
definitely.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything you want to leave family with or let them know about, we done covered a lot of aspects and said a lot in here. So and they can watch it again. But anything you want to show them, just a shout out
I
or
think I think I think we covered everything. Whoever's watching, thank you so much for watching. Siobhan, that's my baby. You're awesome. Yeah, just thank you. I'm happy. This has been the gem of my day. I have a gratitude jar and I try to write one thing a day, the highlight of my day. So this will definitely go in today. Just thank you, gratitude and love.
we appreciate you. All love, cuz.
Already.
Salute. And catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye
Peace
bye.
out, everybody that view with us. We appreciate you and salute to y'all too. Much love.